Hello doctors, welcome to this new video in which we'll analyze in great detail the complete guide to INI-CET entrance exam for July 2025 session. So this video is presented to you by team VidyaSaarthi. So already you know that what are the courses offered through INI-CET. There is of course MDMS, then there is 6 years DM course, 6 years MCH course, that is followed by MDS for dental. Also there is one more course slightly lesser known, so it is MD in hospital administration. So, what are the participating institutes? AIMS Delhi is not just a participating institute, but it is also the conducting authority for this exam. Besides, there are other aims. You can see the complete list. Then there is also JIPMER Puducherry. There is National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, Bengaluru, PGI Chandigarh. Then there is Sri Chitra Trivandrum. So all these institutes are there, and let us see what would be the steps of counseling. So first of all, you know the application form itself is in two parts and it has been released. So we told you in the last video how to fill the form. We looked at each and every step. So if you missed the video, make sure to check out our channel. So the application itself is in two parts. So I'm sure by this time you must have completed the first part if you are filling the form for first time. But if you have appeared in INI-CET earlier, then there is no need for basic registration. Your previous data would be uh, applicable at this time also. But after the 1st of April, you would need to generate a new EUC, that is examination unique code. So, after the application process, there would be the exam. We'll tell you about the duration, the number of questions, and so on. It would be a computer based test. So, once the exam is over, then the process of counseling and seat allocation would start. So, we'll discuss that also how the seat allocation takes place. So make sure to stay till the end of the video. Some very useful rules would be discussed in which a lot of people have a lot of confusion. And instead of asking in random telegram groups where random strangers will tell you irrelevant things, it is better to just listen to this one video where we promise to clarify everything. And if any doubt still remains, we have our helpline. You can call, you can message anytime. So, remember that while AIMS Delhi is the conducting authority for this exam, actually the individual participating INIs have their own set of rules. So, right now, only the part A of this prospectus has been released. When part B releases, we'll make a separate video on this. So, different INIs could have different set of rules. They have different salaries, stipend. Everything could be different. Even the bond penalty, everything. So, just to give you an example, AIMS Delhi has this rule, and I will quote from the prospectus itself. So, they allot 20% weightage to the internal marks. So, it is quite similar to the school time rule. So, the purpose of this rule is to ensure regularity and to just make sure that students take the internal exams also seriously throughout the year. Similarly, as I said, every INI could have a different set of rules. So, like Jipmer Puducherry, so they have their own DRPA method, which is the dynamic roster point allocation method. So again, it is a mysterious type of method, and maybe a separate video needs to be allocated just to explain this rule. So now this particular rule is specific only for the Jipmer Puducherry. So, how the seats will be allocated, it would be decided by this system in Jipmer Puducherry only. So, the responsibility of AIMS Delhi is just to conduct INI-CET. Each INI otherwise it will apply its own set of internal reservations, rules, and so on during the counseling process. Proceeding further, what is the eligibility for Indian nationals? Very simple. If you are appearing for this exam, you must be having some MBBS or BDS degree from a recognized university. Besides, internship completion deadline. Now, this is the crucial point. Your internship must be completed before 31st July 2025. INIs are very particular and very strict about their rules. So if your internship is completed even 1 or 2 days after this deadline, you will not be eligible for admission, even if you have cleared the exam and scored well. So besides that, there is a criteria for percentage also. So general, OBC, and economically weaker section students, they need to have at least 55% in MBBS. For SC ST, this qualifying criteria reduces to 50%. For persons with benchmark disability, there are different rules. And if somebody belongs to this category, they may again contact us individually because these rules are, not relevant for everybody. So we are not dedicating much time to PWBD category rules in this video. Meanwhile, what are the rules of eligibility for foreign nationals? So there are many catches here. So of course, they must also have a degree from a recognized university. Besides, for everybody who has graduated from a foreign university, minimum marks required are 55%. So, assuming you are an SC candidate and you graduated from Russia, you cannot say because I belong to SC category, and I have a degree between 50 and 55%, so I'm eligible. No. For foreign nationals, any caste-based reservation will not be applicable. So, the criteria for all of these foreign medical graduates is uniform. 55% is the need of INI-CET. Then, next rule is equally important. Foreign nationals need to furnish a no objection certificate from the Ministry of Health and Family Welfares. Over the last few years, INIs had faced a problem that sometimes candidates would, just apply some jack and bring a certificate from Ministry of External Affairs. So now, in the prospectus also, INIs have clarified that any NOC obtained from Ministry of External Affairs would not be considered a valid NOC. So, besides that, what are the rules of eligibility for overseas citizens of India and people of Indian origin? So, first rule is that eligibility would be based on the ruling of Supreme Court, and Supreme Court ruling is pretty much detailed. But if I just tell you the crux of this rule, the crux is that OCI citizens, they have to update their OCI card from time to time. So assuming that you have two, three OCI cards, one was made in 2015, other in 2019, then in 2023. So you have to just scan all of them, make a single PDF file, and upload that file. So remember, for the purpose of INI-CET, the critical thing is your oldest card. So if your oldest card you are not attaching, then it would be treated by INI that you are, giving false information or you are concealing some facts. So remember, crucial thing, your oldest OCI card is necessary. Besides that, if your card was made before 4th March 2021. So mark this date. So before 4th March 2021, you had a valid OCI card, then you are eligible to apply for INI-CET as an Indian national. So this would save a lot of money because that means you don't have to pay the hefty NRI fees. So you are staying abroad, still you are able to apply as Indian national. That's a big advantage. But on the other side, you would only be considered in the open category, that is for the unreserved seats for Indian nationals. So, somebody is staying abroad, they have this OCI card which was issued before this particular date, then they cannot play in both the categories. So it's not like NEET PG where you thought that in round one, round two, let us apply under OCI. If we do not get anything in the open round, we'll get something from NRI quota. That won't be possible in INI-CET. So if you are applying as an Indian national, your category at any later stage cannot be changed to foreign nationals. So that is another thing to keep in mind. The application fee is 4,000 for general, OBC, EWS, and foreign sponsored candidates. For SC/ST, there is 20% rebate, so the fee would be 3,200. So for persons with benchmark disability, there is no fee. So if somebody is a PWBD candidate, they are in two minds whether to appear in this exam or not. I would say just take a chance. It won't cost you anything. So what about the format of the exam? It would be a computer-based test. So no offline test, purely computer-based test. 300 hours, 3 hours would be duration of test. 200 questions would be there and marking scheme is pretty strict. Plus one for a correct answer. If you mark a wrong answer, then 1 by 3 mark will be deducted. So, why 1 by 3? INIs have very strategically tried to ensure that nobody gets a good rank by fluke just because your guesswork was correct. So probability tells us that if you randomly take chance in 4 questions, one would be correct, three would be wrong. So as per this marking scheme, the net turns out to be 0. So remember in any entrance, if it is plus 1 minus 1 by 3, never go for guesswork, never take a chance unless you are able to eliminate at least two options. So if a question is left unanswered, then 0 mark would be granted. So regarding the exam centers, so first thing is all over India there would be 100 to 135 centers. So that would be decided based on how many applications are received. Besides, once you have chosen a center, it cannot be changed at a later stage. And at the same time, you have to choose your three preferred cities in order. So it is always advisable to fill the form early because center allocation would be based on first come, first serve, just like they do in a restaurant. So fill the form early. That is one takeaway from this video right now. Talking about seat allocation process. So the fact is, before the first round, INIs do this very commendable thing. They conduct a mock round. So you enter some options, and the mock allocation round takes place, and they will tell you that based on the mock allocation round, this is the seat you have been allotted. After the mock allocation, remember you will still have the option to change your preference list, the options you have filled. So there would be a separate video on that as and when the time comes, because the typical thing about INI counselings over the last few years has been that the preference list for first and second round is common. So unlike NEET PG, that option is not there to enter a new preference list after first round allocation. So the mock round becomes important. Then, of course, the first round, which will tell you about the initial allocation status based on your rank, category, and so on. And of course, there would be the option to upgrade. So the second round will tell you if you got upgradation or not. So the rules of upgradation are also different from NEET PG. In NEET PG, assuming that you enter the same preference list in second round which you had used in the first round, then there is a chance you could get upgraded or you could get downgraded also. But INIs ensure that such a thing does not happen. So let us leave this for a separate video. Assuming that few seats are left after second round, and it happens all the time, then there would be an open round also. And if still some seats are left, then there would be a spot round. This ensures that any precious seats in INIs do not go waste. So, the three crucial factors in seat allocation, first is your rank, second would be the order of preferences filled by you, and third would be your category, the reservation policies, including internal reservation, which is a big factor in INIs in particular. So, let us talk about other important rules that many aspirants are highly confused about. So, first of all, there are two separate categories. One is for sponsored or foreign nationals. Second category is for the general seats, or you can say Indian nationals. So you either belong to category 1 or category 2. So foreign nationals would never be eligible for general seats in any round, and vice versa is also true. Secondly, while filling the form, it asks you to fill total marks. And over the years, we have seen many forms get rejected, and many students face difficulty in counseling because they had filled this column wrong. So remember, in total marks, you do not have to fill the marks of first prof. You do not have to fill the marks of third professional exam. You have to fill aggregate marks of your degree. So that is one thing to keep in mind. Besides, assuming that you scored pretty much low, did not clear some exam, and then you appeared in the supplementary exam. So, whatever you got in the supplementary exam, those marks have to be used while calculating your total marks. Number four, assuming that you are a foreign medical graduate, so you do not have to enter the marks of your MBBS degree. Rather, you have to enter the score of your FMGE entrance exam. Next, again for foreign nationals. So, unlike India, some foreign universities do not give you total marks. They just give a grade. So it is the responsibility of that university itself. They have to give you a certificate for conversion from grades to marks. And then you have to enter those total marks. Number six, rules of tie breaking. So INIs have done a very good task at this. The rules are very much crystal clear. Many students secure the same score. So the first tie breaking rule would be whoever has less number of negative marks would get a better rank. So assuming there are two candidates, candidate 1 has 40 marks, he got 40 correct answers, 0 incorrect. So he has 40 marks. Candidate 2 also has 40 marks, but how? He take 41 questions correct and 3 wrong. So 41 minus 3 into 1 by 3. He also has 40 marks. But candidate 1 would get a better rank because the number of his incorrect options is less. So, in order, this would be the first criteria to be applied. But suppose there is still a tiebreaker. Two candidates have 40 marks each and they also have equal number of incorrect responses. Then the older candidate would be given the better rank because whoever is slogging since a long time, whoever has dropped for a longer period of time must get the seat earlier. Then rule number 7, again a crucial rule. If you are pursuing MD, MS, or any other course out of these from any university, are you eligible to apply for INI-CET? So this is a controversial question, but we called INI-CET and clarified this. So the final rule is that at the time of allocation, two things must be very much clear. You must not have completed either of these degrees. Uh, and secondly, your documents must be with you, which means that assuming that you joined a course somewhere, you left it in between, isn't it? So you must quit that course before the seat allocation begins. You must collect your original certificates. So it would be your duty that at the time of seat allocation, your original certificates are with you. INIs will give you no relaxation in rules and absolutely no sympathy. It would be totally your responsibility to submit the documents before the deadline. So, for more clarity on this rule, you may call us or you may call INI-CET helpline. So, if you are still having doubts, then our helpline is on the screen. You are always welcome to call us 24 by 7. So, thank you.